What would you do if you felt like your body suddenly betrayed you and you lost the will to live? That's what happened to Christina Applegate when she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. From not being able to walk properly to feeling depressed, Christina's world turned upside down with one diagnosis. It was August 2021 when Christina Applegate took to Twitter to share that she had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. This is a potentially disabling disease of the brain and spinal cord that can cause communication problems between the brain and the rest of the body, leading to permanent nerve damage. For Christina, this diagnosis marked the beginning of a challenging and life-altering journey. As to what causes this condition, the exact cause is not well known. What is known is that it involves the immune system, attacking the central nervous system, damaging myelin, which is the protective layer around nerve fibers, and disrupting communication between the brain and the rest of the body. Now, this can lead to various symptoms, including numbness, tingling, mood changes, and memory problems, all of which Christina experienced but paid little attention to until it had progressed. Now, MS is not directly inherited, but genetics can play a role, meaning having a relative with MS can increase one's risk. Christina first noted something was wrong while filming the first season of her Netflix show, Dead to Me, which premiered in May 2019. She felt off balance during a dance scene and started having trouble playing tennis. Christina also noticed tingling in her toes in early 2021. These early signs were subtle, and she didn't realize that they were related to a more serious condition. Over time, the numbness and tingling in her extremities became more pronounced, eventually leading to her MS diagnosis. By the summer of that year, her condition had worsened to the point where she needed a wheelchair to get to set because she couldn't walk far. The diagnosis was a huge blow for Christina. It forced the Dead to Me crew to pause filming the show's third and final season for 5 months. During this time, Christina had to come to terms with her new reality. She expressed how difficult it was to process the loss of her previous life and the changes to her body. Despite there being no cure for MS, she has continued to push forward, adapting to the limitations that the disease imposes. Despite her health struggles, Christina was determined to finish filming Dead to Me. Some people suggested ending the show early, but Christina insisted on completing it on her terms. The decision was not easy, as her symptoms progressed, making it difficult for her to navigate the set. She often used a wheelchair and struggled with the heat, which exacerbated MS symptoms. Now, Christina has been candid about the changes in her appearance and mobility. She gained 40 pounds and now had to rely on a cane to walk. She wanted people to know that she was aware of these changes and that walking sticks had become a part of her new normal.
Christina Applegate is opening up about her battle with MS. The 50-year-old star says she's gained 40 pounds and can't walk without a cane. She posted this image of her canes, calling them part of my new normal. Christina says despite her medical ordeal, she recently finished the third and final season of her hit Netflix show, Dead to Me. Christina had to use a wheelchair on the set. She also needed assistance after getting up from a chair, and someone quickly offers her her cane.
Christina Applegate has found peace in the support of her colleagues and friends. While filming Dead to Me, her co-star and close friend Linda Cardellini played a crucial role in advocating for her. Linda ensured Christina got the break she needed without having to ask for them herself. Christina described Linda as her champion, my warrior, my voice, calling her a protective mama bear. Even the crew members were supportive. A sound technician would help her stand through scenes by holding up her legs. Christina also leaned heavily on her friend and fellow actor Selma Blair, who also has MS. Selma was the one who encouraged Christina to get tested for the disease. Selma spoke highly of Christina, calling her brilliant and beautiful despite the many challenges that she faces.
You need to be checked for MS. I said, no. Really? The odds? The two of us from the same movie? Come on, that's not gonna be, that doesn't happen. She knew.
She encouraged you to
If not for her, it could have been way worse.
She's just such a strong one. She's getting it locked down.
Christina Applegate, our hearts have been breaking with her as she was diagnosed with MS. I know that you were the one that said to her, go get tested.
I saw it so much. It was just lucky. I love Christina so much. We had our children together. We've worked together. And she saw me in the darkest days after I had my child. It was very downhill from there, and I was kind of hiding it and having some behaviors that weren't ideal, but I was really struggling, and she saw that. And so to see her start to really struggle, I just thought, oh, God, for sure. Oh, God, we're always on the same path. She described some tingling, and I was like, go get an MRI. And she thought, no way. But she did, and she had MS.
Christina has often reflected on the early signs of her illness that she missed. She first noticed changes in her body while shooting the first season of Dead to Me. Struggling with balance during a dance scene and experiencing difficulties with tennis were early indicators. She wishes that she had paid more attention to these signs, as recognizing them early could have led to a quicker diagnosis.
The first season, we'd be shooting and I would buckle, my leg would buckle. I really just kind of put it off as being tired, or I'm dehydrated, or it's the weather, or, and then nothing would happen for months, and I didn't pay attention. But when it hit this hard, I had to pay attention.
Experts agree that early recognition of MS symptoms is crucial. Many neurologists specializing in MS explain that new inflammatory relapses are usually very noticeable and include symptoms like vision loss, facial pain, vertigo, and weakness or sensory changes in the leg.
The early symptoms of MS can vary based on the patient. There are some common symptoms that we do look out for, such as numbness or tingling in your limbs or your face. So vision can be blurred, and any of these symptoms can be the first presentation, and any of these symptoms can pop up along the course of the disease.
Now, opinions differ on the impact of early diagnosis for multiple sclerosis, and it's not clear if Christina Applegate's condition would have been any different had she been diagnosed earlier. However, early diagnosis can be crucial for many people. So if you've ever had symptoms like these, be sure not to make the same mistake that Christina did and get a proper checkup on time. Now, that being said, the most frustrating part would be that diagnosing MS can be challenging because its symptoms are not always specific to the condition. Symptoms like fatigue, anxiety, and balance issues can be associated with many other health conditions. For example, Christina Applegate's fatigue and balance problems before her MS diagnosis could have been attributed to various other issues. Symptoms such as decreased focus, low mood, and constipation are common in many conditions, not just MS. Situational stress, seasonal affective disorder, PMS, and thyroid dysfunction are more common causes of these symptoms. In March 2024, Christina Applegate sat down for a heartfelt interview with Robin Roberts on ABC News, sharing her ongoing battle with multiple sclerosis. The toll of the interview itself was evident as Applegate opened up about her daily struggles.
Do you feel the love, Christina?
I mean, yes. I live kind of in hell. I'm not out a lot, so this is a little difficult just for my system.
She admitted.
Yeah, of course. The support is wonderful, and I'm really grateful.
Applegate confessed that she is still grieving her diagnosis and has no expectation of coming to terms with it.
Are you still in a grieving process?
Mm-hmm. I'm not putting a timestamp on it.
Yeah, I don't think it ends.
Yeah.
Christina Applegate and Jamil sharing their experience living with multiple sclerosis.
I'm never going to wake up and go, this is awesome.
No.
I'm just going to tell you that. It's just not going to happen.
The actress getting real about living with the autoimmune disease in a rare interview on Good Morning America. Christina was diagnosed with MS in 2021. Jamie, more than 20 years ago.
I wake up and I'm reminded of it every day. So it's not going to happen. But I might get to a place where I will function a little bit better.
She explained her coping mechanism of isolation, saying,
right now I'm isolating. And that's kind of how I'm dealing with it, is by not going anywhere because I don't want to do it. It's hard.
Applegate highlighted the loneliness that often accompanies MS, as it's difficult for others to understand.
Actress opens up on Good Morning America alongside Jamie Lynn Sigler.
She's doing this because I have the tremor, so she's...
Well, also because I love her.
The Sopranos star has been battling the autoimmune disease over 20 years.
She keeps me going because I'm the one who's like, you know, I'm flipping the bird all day long at this thing, and I'm angry. I'm really, really pissed. You know, I was a dancer and a runner and all these things and that I love, and a mom, and it's like, And she's like, okay, I have you, and you are going to be okay. Like, life, you're going to be okay. And
Applegate also appeared on the Armchair Expert podcast with Dax Shepard and Monica Padman, where she spoke in detail about her symptoms and revealed the extent of her MS, including having 30 lesions on her brain.
I have 30 lesions on my brain, like herpes sores, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so sores all over my brain. My biggest one is behind my right eye, so my right eye hurts a lot.
Oh, Does it affect your vision?
Not right now, but it hurts. And then other people don't even have them on their brain. They have like a couple on the spine. What it does is it just affects the nervous system. So we all kind of have the issue with mobility. It's different per person. How it shows up on Jamie is very different of how it shows up on me. My hand starts to go weird, and then I'll get a seizure-y feeling sometimes in my brain, but not all the time.
In addition to MS, Applegate disclosed that she also has hypothyroidism and cold sores, though it is unclear if they are related to her MS. Now, Applegate is no stranger to health challenges. She survived breast cancer in 2008 and underwent a double mastectomy. In 2017, she had her ovaries and fallopian tubes removed to reduce her cancer risk. However, she pointed out a stark difference between cancer and MS. On the third episode of her podcast, Me Say, Applegate revealed she was experiencing a relapse. When her co-host Jamie Lynn Sigler asked how she was doing, Applegate responded candidly, "I'm in relapse right now, pretty bad." She described intense pain in her legs, difficulty walking, and severe tingling sensations. She also mentioned discomfort in her eye that had kept her awake for 24 hours. Applegate's MS diagnosis has also led to a profound struggle with depression. Despite the challenges that come with MS, she has taken steps to address her mental health, such as scheduling appointments with her therapist. Now, this marks a significant step, as she had previously avoided therapy out of fear of breaking down emotionally. Applegate acknowledges that she has coped with her diagnosis through self-deprecation, aiming to make others more comfortable. Living with MS is a daily battle for Applegate. Her condition involves various symptoms that can be unpredictable and debilitating. Simple tasks like walking or using her hands can become incredibly challenging. One of the most difficult aspects of MS is the chronic pain. Applegate describes her mornings as particularly painful, with her feet hurting as soon as they touch the floor. This often forces her back into bed. While she knows she should try to stretch and move, the effort sometimes leaves her feeling worse for days. Despite the physical challenges, Applegate remains determined to find ways to cope. She uses humor as a shield against the overwhelming reality of her situation. By making jokes about her condition, she tries to maintain some semblance of normalcy and prevent herself from being consumed by despair.
That's hard, Christina. That's hard. Like getting that call and being at work and having that kind of news like laid on you, and that's really hard.
Can I say it sucked balls?
Yeah, you can say whatever the hell you want.